Right, Shalom, Shalom, want to start first by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem El Shai, the balance supposed to GMS and honesty brothers doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. It's a quick one here. This is Google expands terror crackdown on YouTube. Basically goes into how they've been taking down loads of content, etc., etc., etc. Right, there's also an interesting quote here. It says, governments believe more should be done following a bomb attack in London in September. US President Donald Trump took to Twitter saying the internet is the main recruitment tool for terrorists, which has to be, quote, cut off. Right, because ultimately that's what the elites want to do with the internet, right? But I'm going to get this real quick. 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. Right, because what you got to understand is, we see through, these, the average man in the world doesn't see through what's been said. They just say, oh yeah, them muzzies and bloody muzzies and that. However, we do realize that this is actually aiming at us, because this all false flag, all these terrorists, they're all false flags, right? That he sort of sets up to bring in his agenda, his new world order. But it all goes to fulfill prophecy, right? It says Amos 8:11 says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Right, and this is all adding to that. I mean, look how the majority of us in this truth, we got in this truth from them YouTube videos, man. Someone or yourself stumbled upon, some YouTube video and you're like, oh shit, it's the truth. Rather, the Lord led you there. Right, when you read John, was it 15 and 16 or 16 and 15, I forget which order, it says, I have chosen you, you have not chosen me. Right, so this, the scriptures also talk about how, the internet's reference in the scriptures, man. How the truth would be preached into all four corners of the world, right? And that was aided by the internet, and this is a way that he's was using to clamp down on it, man. Because this internet's allowed us to, this word to be preached throughout all the earth. Right, it says Isaiah 55:6 says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. Right, so seek Yahweh while he may be found. This is the time to do it. Right, because you got the prophets out there on the streets, still got the internet, but you got a lot of people that are on the fence, right? And in fact, let me get this real quick. One of my favorites. Right, it says Ezekiel 33:33 says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Right, so by the time they start switching off the internet and everything, right, it will be clearly evident who the prophets are. Right, when all of these prophecies that we've been saying in the videos, at camp, the streets, whatever, what have you, wherever, wherever it's been said, then people be like, oh shit, them guys really, they show shit. Maybe they are the prophets. And then they'll try to find us. We might be in camps somewhere, concentration camps. Some of us might have to die for this. But it certainly won't be no YouTube, and we won't be out there on the streets in that day. Right? Which is why it just says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, man. Right? It's Revelation 7:1. Right, it says, and after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth. Right, it's a literal four angels, right, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And that wind is talking about a nuclear wind. Right, it says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Right, I bring this up because basically at the point where, Esau does successfully shut down the internet, that's a major step. Right, the elect will more or less already have been sealed at that point. Right, so basically saying that his his efforts are futile. Right, if this work be of the Most High. Oh, let me get it. Was that Acts? If this work, not sure. It's like, yeah. if this work. I believe it's Acts. What was it? Acts 5, is it? Yeah. This is Acts 5:38. Says, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men, let them alone. For if this counsel, this work be of men, it will come to naught. Right, it says, but if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it. Right, basically, some of the disciples, forgot who actually, but basically getting interrogated, and then they're trying to get on the apostles, this, that, and the other. However, right, this man here, Judas of Galilee, basically comes out and says, look, man, refrain from these men, leave them, man. Look, if this is of men, it will come to nothing. But they go say, if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it. So basically, to Esau, you can't overthrow what it is that the Lord has set up. Because prophecy has to be fulfilled. Right, and this is just one step of a major step, because it's always good to remember just how serious this thing we are in is. Right, this is in fact, let me get what was it? Revelations 3:10 or 2:10. 2:10. Right, it says Revelation 2:10, for not fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer, because ultimately we ain't supposed to fear. If you what do you call it? If you get put to death, so be it. If you make it, if you get put to death, what does the scripture say in First Thessalonians? Fuck it. I'm not 100% well. It says First Thessalonians 4:16 says, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. Right, so that's why it's saying, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Yeah, some of us may die for this thing, right? But you'll rise up with Yahushua first. You might get told, you might go through certain things, but the scriptures say what does it say? It says light affliction. It talks about the light affliction in Corinthians, right? It says 2 Corinthians 4:17. It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal way of glory. Right? Because whatever you may suffer, man, you'll forget about it during eternity's time, man. Because it goes on to say here in Revelation 2:10 says, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, right? So concentration camps, etc., that he may be tried, may be tested. Right, time of Jacob's trouble. You're going to take the chip, aren't you going to take the chip? Right, it says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. So, like I was saying, yeah, man, you might get put to death for this truth, but so be it. When the Lord Yahushua comes back, you get a crown of life. Right. Lord, when you read Second Ezra's, it says that the Lord Himself, Yahushua, would give us a crown. Right, this is Revelation 20:4 saying, I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. And that's what I wanted to get into, because it's some of us are going to get our heads chopped off of this truth. But like I'm saying, it's a light affliction, and you'll raise up with Yahushua when he comes back in those chariots. Then Yahushua shall be raised up first. It's Matthew 10:18. It says, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. Right? Because if they're basically, they already, when you read, was the King Alfred plan talks about how the Hebrew Israelites are classed as what do you call it, as a terrorist group or whatever. Right? They're gonna come for us in that day. Right? And some of us will be brought before governors and before kings. Right? But it's talks about be thou faithful unto death. Right? Just finish this real quick and then I'll close up. It says, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. Right, let's look up this word here. Witness, evidence, record, report. right? And if you're reporting, man, you need to know what name to report. Otherwise, it's who's this guy? You know, who are you witnessing for, right? It says, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast. So basically, he didn't get down with the Esau system, right? It says neither his image, saying, so what are the certain things of his image, his what the Catholicism, all of the wine that Esau pushes out here, right? So neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, right? So that's talking about the RFID microchip, or in their hands, right? So there it's plural, left or right, doesn't matter where, right? So basically, this whole thing is if you take the mark of the beast, because at the end of the day, scriptures say that you ain't supposed to make any incisions in your body. Right, and it goes on to say, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh 1,000 years. Right. So those all that you've been edified. Remember, say shalom.